Biggles, good lad. Come here, sweetie, sit. Okay. Biggles and I are going to work through the 2 on, 2 off exercise. This is a novice trick dog title trick, and all we're going to do, I've just got a simple block here, which is just a wooden platform. Got a handful of treats here. I use a clicker. You might not be familiar with a clicker, but I usually mark the behaviour that I like, and then that way the dog knows he's going to get a treat. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got my clicker in one hand and I've got a piece of food in this hand. So all I'm going to do initially, are you ready, Biggles? I'm going to put Sweetie on his nose, and I'm just going to gently lure him up onto this pedestal and bring his nose round and click for being there. Good boy, well done. So I'm going to pay on the floor here, and then that way he gets used to targeting the floor after he's come round on his pedestal. Good lad, well done. Good lad, good. Okay, and then just guide them off. And then you're going to do that a few times. He's familiar with this exercise. You're going to do that a few times. And then what I'd like you to do is think about luring with your empty hand. And that way he's not just following food everywhere. This way, for the more complicated tricks later on, you can help him with your hand, help your dog with your hand, and not use the food all the time. It gets them used to not being so dependent on the food. So he's familiar with following my empty hand. So with this gesture, I'm going to do the same motion again. I'm just bring him up on here. Bring his nose down onto here. Come here, sweetie. And then I'm going to mark that behaviour and then pay up with a sweetie there. Good lad, super boy. So the more you pay them in the position that you've asked for, the more readily they will offer you that behaviour. So you do that a few times. Good lad. Okay. Good boy. Well done. We just do that one more time just to allow him to remember what he was doing, because last time he went into a little down and we didn't really want that. So we basically want to click for exactly what we'd like. Well done. Okay. And then gently get them off the equipment. Okay, so I'm just going to get a few more treats here. Good lad. Now, you can also use a target for the dog. He's familiar with finding a treat on a target. So what you could also do is bring the dog on from the other side of the equipment so that they're actually heading off a piece of equipment as if they were at agility. So he's learnt this trick, as you can see, to find that position. I'm going to mark him for that because he's trying hard, even though I didn't ask for it. That was fair enough. So, okay, Biggles, okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring him on from the other side of this time. Come here, my sweetheart, over here, lovey. Good lad. Good boy, come here. Good boy, sit. Good lad, wait. So I've asked him to sit on the other side of his equipment that you can't see. However, I'm going to invite him to get on here and then lure him with my empty hand as if he hasn't done this before. And then I'm going to click when he heads down towards his target. Okay. Good boy. Very good. Very well done. What a clever boy. Good boy. Good lad. Good. Okay. Good lad. Okay. Good boy. So be careful about adding a cue too early. You need to get some reliable behaviour before it's worth adding a cue, because they don't really know what's going on yet. Once they're familiar with this, you can add a cue first, then you can use your empty hand as a little hint to help them on their way in the early stages. So let's have a look at that. Come here, sweetheart. Good lad. Come here, my sweet. Good boy. Sit. Good. And notice I'm asking him to sit first, and that helps them to be really patient around equipment rather than just helping themselves. So, are you ready? Okay. Good boy. Well done. Super boy. Okay, so you're going to repeat that a few times. Come here, my sweetie. And then what you're going to do after that is, come here, my sweetie. He's learnt this one well. Come here, my love. Good boy. Let's go around the other side and just demonstrate this properly. Okay. Come here, my love. Sit. Well done, super boy. Wait there, sweetie. So what I'm going to do is just ask him my new cue, which is back paws, I say, for this trick of 2 on, 2 off, is the cue back paws. So I'm going to ask him that first, and then I'm going to give him a hint with my empty hand. Are you ready? Back paws. Good boy, super boy. And you just repeat that a few times, okay? And then that way they'll eventually know that you're going to say with your empty hand to come this way, and they'll just they'll sort of jump the gun a little bit and guess as soon as you say your back paws cue. Very good. Okay. And then always make sure they get off the equipment safely. Sit. Good boy, super boy. So you can use the equipment for them to get on and get off from the other side. You could have them on perhaps a gentle A-frame and then pay them on the floor in front of the A-frame. You can lure them in a little arch to get in their position in the first place. The other little thing you can be doing, I'll get some more treats, is allowing them to find that position with their back paws. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring this forward slightly, okay. So I'm going to lure him on there with a piece of food. Come here, my lamb. Good boy. So he's going to go around his block, and I'm going to click him for being there, but I'm going to pay him just out of reach there. Good. And then I'm going to click him. So I'm just going to move my hand back. That's it. And I'm going to pay him just out of reach again. And then I'm going to lure him back onto there. Okay. Good. You go back on there. Go on. That's it. Good boy. And then goes back on there again. Good. You can help them with your hand if you want to. He's shuffled along here a little bit, so he keeps falling off the end. Good boy. So I'm just going to click him for that being on there, and then just pay a little bit off there. Good boy. And then he's going to find it again. And then I'm going to pay here. And then he'll keep going back to find it because that's what I'm marking. Good lad. You can help them with an empty hand if you want to. See if he can find it again. Very clever boy. Good boy. The more I'm paying him here, the more he keeps turning around and orienting away from me with his back end. So try and keep the dog straight as much as possible. A good place to practice this is on a staircase. So I'm going to mark him again for being on there. Or a very long step in the garden. Or something like a railway sleeper or something like that. Good boy, clever. And do it one more time. So I'm going to click for position, and I'm going to pay in position that time because that's what I'd like out of him in the long run. We were just teaching him then to find that area with his back paws. Okay, well done, you did such an awesome job. Well done, got those sweeties left. Clever dog. And that's your 2 on, 2 off. You can practice this in many different ways in different locations and use lots of different props. As long as they're safe for your dog to use, you can have a lot of fun with that trick, playing in the woods and having a little bit of photo shoot, anything like that. Have fun.